Hey friend seekers, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into the ongoing conflict in Syria. It's one of the most complex and devastating wars of our time, and it's still evolving. In this video, we'll break down how it all started, what's happened over the years, and what's the current situation looks like. Stay tuned because this one you don't want to miss. Let's rewind to 2011. The Arab Spring was sweeping across Middle East and North Africa, and it sparked protests in several countries. The situation was no different in Syria. Citizens took to the street, demanding reforms, freedom of speech, and end to government corruption. But President Bashar al-Assad's regime didn't respond with compromise. Instead, they cracked down hard on protesters with violent force, leading to a nationwide uprising. What began as a peaceful demonstration quickly escalated into a civil war as opposition groups formed to challenge Assad's regime. Over time, the conflict became more fragmented, with multiple rebel groups taking arms, some of which were backed by foreign powers. Among these factions were extremist groups like ISIS, which seized large proportion of territory, further complicating the situation. From 2011 to 2014, the war escalated dramatically. As the opposition groups gained strength, the Assad government began losing control over large parts of the country. That's when the international community began to get involved, and the situation became even more complex. The United States, along with the Western allies, began supporting rebel forces, providing them with military aids and resources, hoping to out Assad. But Assad had powerful allies too. Russia, a long-term supporter of Syrian government, began providing crucial military support in 2015. The support was a game changer. Russia airstrikes and ground operations helped turn the tides in Assad's favor, allowing him to retake a large portion of the country. Meanwhile, Iran, which had deep ties with Assad and Hezbollah, also sent military support, further fueling the conflict. The US and the Turkey, on the other hand, were backing opposite groups. This created a geopolitical nightmare with multiple countries and factions fighting for different reasons, all within the same borders. The situation in Syria took another dark turn with the rise of ISIS, or the Islamic State. In 2014, ISIS declared itself a caliphate and seized large parts of both Syria and Iraq, including the iconic city of Raqqa. They imposed brutal rules over the regions they controlled, committing horrific atrocities such as execution, enslavement, and torture. ISIS became a global threat. The international community began focusing on defeating them, with both the US-led coalition and Russian forces targeting the group. While the fight against ISIS brought together strange bedfellows such as the US and Kurdish forces, it also created tension. The US and Turkey had disagreement over Kurdish forces, as Turkey considered them terrorists even as they helped fight ISIS. By 2019, ISIS had been largely defeated in Syria, but its presence left a power vacuum that made the region unstable and vulnerable to further conflict. One of the most devastating aspects of this war has been the humanitarian crisis. Over 500,000 people have been killed since the beginning of war, and millions more have been injured. The conflict has displaced over 12 million Syrians, about half the population, and many have fled to neighboring countries like Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan, creating one of the largest refugee camp crises in modern history. Cities like Aleppo, Homs, and Damascus have been reduced to rubble. The destruction of critical infrastructures like schools, hospitals, and power plants has made life unbearable for millions. The UN has repeatedly warned that the situation in Syria could become one of the worst humanitarian disasters of the 21st century. Fast forward to late 2024, and the situation is shifting rapidly. For the first time since the 2020 ceasefire, opposition forces have launched a major offensive against Assad's regime. Rebel forces have recaptured significant areas, including Aleppo, and even reached the capital, Damascus. This offensive has led to collapse of Assad's government. Now Syria is at a crossroad. The power vacuum left by Assad's overthrow could lead to more fighting as different factions, including Kurdish forces and Turkey's backed groups, compete for control. The future remains uncertain. So, what's next for Syria? There are two possibilities. On one hand, we could see a long and bloody power struggle between different factions. On the other hand, there's hope for peace if international actors step in to mediate. However, rebuilding trust and infrastructure will be a monumental task. Thanks for watching, Trend Seekers. If you find this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your thoughts about Syria in the comments. We'll bring you more updates on global trends soon. See you next time.